ate okumugumya kintu kino kantu katono nnyo actually kyetusaba is obwenkanya twagala obwenkanya buli gavumenti ekole paati yayo ne side eno technocrat ekole paati yayo but all in all kyetusaba is obwenkanya
kino tugambe nti Muhangi wabatali kibadde kigeze maaso n'okuba nti ate gikomyawo embeera egyo twagigeze maaso n'okuba tumanyiira osuubira boxing aina step jageze maaso n'okuba nti atuuka
why not boxing ina definitely ina tafali twongeddeko before mubadde muwulira nnyo the athletics the boxing ibadde nnyo so at least we have kyokubiri Uganda wakubidde omulanga nga akabidde Madam Janet nkakasiza as I talk now information agina.
Okay, ayo ye mukulu Uhuru era nga ye president wa Uganda Professional Boxing Association oba gitwayise UPBC diwaligambye nti erikirizibwa UBF.
You may actually end up in jail if you are not very careful, because you see ultimately everybody will be looking at you. Even if you wanted us to interact with these federations, we may not. So as long as you are the contact person that we know, you must be extremely careful. And you see, where there are public monies, there must be accountability. You expect the Auditor General to be there. Article 163 of the Constitution is very clear, and you will be the focus. So you just have to be extra careful that you don't allow the other side to make you do mistakes or to actually use you, because ultimately you will be the target, because you are the person that the law recognizes. Grants in aid, by their nature, are not supposed to be used, we used to say anyhow, then we were told it's not good English. But they are not supposed to be used anyhow, even if it's a grant in aid. So I think really, with the due respect, accounting officer, the problem has largely been with you, not you as an individual, but you as council.
And he made it simple for you. Do you have a working memorandum?
Chair, accounting officer, when the board member was making his remarks, he also lamented at the fact that these federations actually put pressure on National Council demanding for money. Okay? And what legal or moral right do they have to demand for public monies from you in the absence of that, framework? What legal right? And you see, when he was giving some of the challenges, he's talking about, for example, repurposing and suppressing, okay? And that's understandable. We've raised it in Parliament, the suppressing and repurposing. But you see, this is a private federation. It is coming to you to demand for money. You are giving them money. They are not accounting. For example, Dr. Well, I would want to know, once you have released the monies to these private federations, after how long are they supposed to account? And if they don't account, what are the sanctions? But that in itself must be in a framework. It cannot be in the abstract. So I think as a committee, help us to understand, because that will be the crux of this response that you are trying to give.
Actually, they went ahead to enforce their demand by reporting you to the IGG. Give us this money. You understand? And when you give me money, as a private person and you say, I've given you a donation, you can't ask me to account. How I use it is my business. Unless we have a framework, an arrangement that compels me, and now it becomes contractual. In other words, it is a government-aided federation. It doesn't make it a government federation. When you give me aid, you don't dictate how I use it, unless we have a framework. Answer on the framework before Honorable Angura comes in. A civil action, which you can't do now because there is no framework that I'm supposed to account. And that's where the crux of this matter is.
Chairman, I concede on that.
Yeah.
And when we are writing our correspondences, we address to the presidents, who are the accounting officers, who are the principals, when we are providing information, demanding for accountability. So they take responsibility. Two, the framework.
Yes, by the way, it is allowed to access a cup of coffee from the extreme corner on your left, and on the house.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I would also want to inform this committee that the National Council of Sports has internal audit function, where, in line with the Internal Audit Act of Government, we file internal audit reports to the Internal Auditor General. Now, these internal audit reports form the basis of action, among others. But within our system, we also have the Internal Audit and Compliance Committee of Council, who receive all the management reports in as far as the audit and accountability of respective federations are concerned. Now, Chair, in this, I would want to respond to the issue raised by the General that actually this information was captured before the external auditors came in. And we had written several correspondences because when we issue funds to respective federations, Chair, we give them an instrument detailing what the money is meant for and the accountability period. Within the Public Finance Management Act of Government, the period of accounting by respective votes is 60 days. So we are cognizant that sometimes the funds arrive late from the Treasury. The releases sometimes are late. So we don't give them the 60 days. We give them 30 to 45 days, depending on the timing of the releases.
Management response. The Auditor General's observation is noted. However, by the time of the conclusion of the audit, verification was still ongoing by the internal auditor of the National Council of Sports. To date, this matter has been reviewed and the final position will be reported in the subsequent year's audit, what is this? OAG report, Office of Auditor General report on the financial statements. You did tell us that you require these federations to account within, did you say 6 months? 45 days. Now, what we are reviewing are reports of the financial year ended 30th June 22. Even the Auditor General, who is an external auditor, has already audited. You are still auditing internally. Do you find sense in that? Do you find sense?
Chair, at page 3 on 5, I'd actually indicated that most of the issues surrounding unaccounted for funds have been referred to Uganda Police Force, Criminal Investigation Department.
It's not here in writing. I know you mentioned it.
Chair,
what is page 3?
Page 3, page 3 of 5 on the main report.
Okay.
I indicated, sir. Maybe, Chair, additional information to the committee, if you allow.
Do you notice we have different reports? Look at this. It is here. Again, I think that is the point. Now I'm reading the same report which you gave me. The first was missing page 3. Now I have page 3 of 5, which is different from what my vice chair has. Am I set up for failure? Maximilian, do you have a copy different from mine? So yours is consistent with what the others have.
Mr. President of Uganda, because ensonga ezituuse onoobooja nga batukubya amasasi ne tufa ate oveeyo ogambe nti ate pigizi zisse muhangi wazisse babiri wazisse jjagulu batubaate botenesi tulina ensonga ez'amaanyi ezitukosezza ffe omusango wanyu gwatuvunaana kwogera abantu ba ghetto baboxers ezibenjogerera okuba nga basobola okuba nga bavaayo nga bafuna obwenkanya. So Mr. President yoleka kuta Museveni wenyigire mu nsonga eno, First Lady mu nsonga eno, because that's the only way okusobola okufuna redress n'okufuna ekituufu ekigenda mu maaso. Si kyensobola okugamba abatuuliza. First Lady okuba nga yenyigira mu nsonga zino okumanya ki ekigenda mu maaso, because nkiwa nti tanakuwulira ku saidi yaffe abanyigirizibwa mu sports okuba nga tetufunye mukisa kwogera naye ebbanga lyonna era ntwala omukisa guno okumusaba nti atuwa omukisa twogereko naye ekiba kyetaagisa Mr. President of Uganda atuwa omukisa twogere naawe because ensonga ezituuse onooboojawo nga batukubya amasasi ne tufa ate oveeyo ogambe nti ate pigizi zisse muhangi wazisse babiri wazisse jjagulu batubaate botenesi tulina ensonga ez'amaanyi ezitukosezza ffe omusango wanyu gwatuvunaana kwogera abantu ba ghetto baboxers ezibenjogerera okuba nga basobola okuba nga bavaayo nga bafuna obwenkanya. So Mr. President yoleka kuta Museveni wenyigire mu nsonga eno, First Lady mu nsonga eno, because that's the only way okusobola okufuna redress n'okufuna ekituufu ekigenda mu maaso. Si kyensobola okugamba abatuuliza.